And the rebate is is it like an actual check for the hardware? Is it recouped in energy savings? Both?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So so it is an actual check for the hardware. Yes. So
cool.
Evergy, the grant money, the incentive money that's available is paying for the cost of the fixture, cost of the project in a way. So they're just putting money toward the project. Is it covering labor, covering fixture, whatever. But essentially the rule of thumb is it's covering about 50% of the cost of the project.
The Killer Growth Podcast starts now.
What's up, guys? Sam McVeigh here with the Killer Growth Podcast, and today I have Brandon McLey, founder, owner of
Titan Lighting.
Titan Lighting, baby.
Sir. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
And I also pulled in and project management.
Yeah,
so we'll talk about that.
Yep, absolutely. That's part of what we do. So putting together construction projects, probably 40% of our business is new construction.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's hear your story. We've talked a few times. We're in the same B&I group.
Yeah.
And I've not had anybody on about lighting yet. Yeah. And you will be episode, 76? Oh, yeah, shocker. It's like, I run into these guys all the time. They're everywhere.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
But I chose you, friend. I chose you.
That, yeah. Competition is tight, I'm sure. But yeah. Luckily, you mentioned B&I. I can just free flow between B&I groups. There's no other lighting guy.
That's true. Yeah. I remember when you visited our B&I and you're like, Titan Lighting, if you need any lights. And I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, there's probably more to that.
Yeah.
And then you had some great points about how, some of it can kind of be free.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that too, which is pretty cool.
For sure.
Let's go back to Brandon's story. I like to go, you can go as far back as you want to talk about what's put you in this position today. Usually kind of feels like, you get out of high school and then where are you going?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was, as I mentioned when we walked in the door before we started here, I'm from Missouri. So grew up a small town north of Kansas City, 2,000 people, 40 in my graduating class. So small place, right? Went to school, got a scholarship, went to a school, Northwest Missouri State University. Met my former employer there, so went to work for a company called CED, Consolidated Electrical Distributors, and that's what brought me to Wichita. So that's here how we met, right? So worked for them, started in 2006, worked here, and they shipped me around Kansas a little bit. So, but been here since 2006, spent a little stint in Emporia and back to Wichita in 2014. They're a big $1 billion multinational company, but in 2023 became time to exit there and start Titan Lighting. So,
wow.
Myself and a partner who they worked with me there at CED.
What'd you do at CED?
So I my last stint there was managing essentially a warehouse location here in Wichita, as well as overseeing 6 locations throughout Kansas. So sales, they're adjacent industry, so they're a wholesale electrical distributor, feeding the same sort of industry we're in now. We feed the construction industry and maintenance and retrofits and whatnot. Yeah.
Around electrical, even beyond lighting.
Yeah, beyond lighting. So that former company, much bigger scope beyond lighting. Yeah, Titan's much more focused in on lighting.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So what was the opportunity, that transition you get into?
Yeah, well,
I'm going to do this part of it because of this, and
I mean,
how much do you regret it, Brandon?
Yeah, right. No, It was lucrative. Yeah.
Good.
So missed that. No, that company took good care of me, but awesome. Corporate life, right?
Right.
It's it is what it is, and we ran hard, and you get leadership changes, right? So that came down to that, right? So
sure.
Things happen, but it's been good for me. I don't think I can go back to taking a paycheck. Unfortunately, though, as my mentor says, you're ruined now. You can never work for anybody else.
True. So. Yeah, we're not hireable anymore. Yeah, not desirable.
Yeah, exactly.
To be.
Speak for yourself.
So, where'd the idea come from? Let's go into that.
Yeah.
What was the light bulb moment, Brandon?
Yeah. Ooh, wow. Yeah. Put a graphic in.
Run it back. My reaction wasn't good enough.
Put a graphic in. Yeah. Okay, so and working for this $1 billion industry in the construction industry, I noticed a lot of things that I didn't like about it. Right, things that you see that you wish they were different. Some politics that get involved. Some things owners end up overpaying. Little nuances that slow down the project. Just all these hurdles and things in the industry that you don't like, and so you see a better way to do it, and so. With the transition in leadership and seeing these reasons, thought about it for half a decade and decided it was finally time. Some things need a catalyst, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, so I would say, not for everyone. There's more hurdles than you ever anticipate, but
right.
Yeah. No, it's been great.
So you carved out that niche. That's an interesting niche to go into. Do you prefer niche or niche?
Yeah, well, whichever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a niche guy.
You're a niche. There it is. Yeah. Whatever. I don't really care about niche.
Yeah, you said it wrong. Yeah.
Like the French version.
Yeah. Don't try to church it up, son.
So you find this niche.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll give in. You go into this niche, and then the business model is obviously find the things to sell, create the relationships. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to try and figure out your whole business.
Sure. Yeah, I like it.
Identify the vendors, essentially, the people that make the lights.
Yep.
Then find the people that need to source them is the customer.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about who the end customer is.
Sure.
And then there's some electrical savings as well, opportunities converting from what to what.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Very well said, I guess. So, some of those relationships were existing, right? Some of the vendor partners came alongside me as I made the transition, as well as some of the client partners, right? So, but I don't serve them the way I could and the way I did before. So again, we're much more project focused. We work project to project. We're very partner centric. So we don't work with everybody. We don't bid the whole industry when we work on a project. Oftentimes we're there to deliver a value engineer, so to speak, a proposal to a solution to the project. So, you're making a medical office or any office facility or your machine shop or anything like that, right? Oh. So those things often get over-designed. The engineering team comes in and they've used things in the past and they're not really familiar with pricing. That's not really part of their game. So they put in what they're familiar with, or they, God forbid, they copy and paste from the last job or whatever it may be. And who ultimately suffers is the owner of the building, right? He has no idea what he's getting, and he's not a lighting expert, and he's just accepting other expertise that he purchased or whatever, and therefore he ends up overpaying. And sometimes lighting can be 5 or more % of the project, so it becomes a significant cost. And so that's where we come in, offer a value oriented solution that maintains the scope of the project or the design, so to speak, as much as possible, while offering a much more budget friendly solution. And so that's a big portion of our kind of our value engineering side of our business. Also, we get brought into those projects kind of just to form the budget. So sometimes we get brought in early on the project, and they kind of know what they expect to spend on lighting, and so they allow us to kind of help them in the design phase. So that's another portion of how we get involved. And then, as you brought up, and how we met, a lot of what I talk about in B&I is something we do on retrofit projects. So currently, at least until August of 27, Evergy has money available through federal grants, because we've all heard the term reduce the strain on the grid, right? Buzzword out there. So Evergy's trying to reduce the strain on the grid. They don't want to build another nuclear power plant because God knows how much that would cost. And we're trying to reduce the strain. They've deputized people like myself to go out and get business owners, Evergy business customers, to convert their lighting from old technology, fluorescent or the metal halide or high pressure sodium, like the orange lights you see outside.
That was going to be one of my questions was what were all the old versions of lights before LEDs? I didn't know. Fluorescent's the only one I was familiar with.
So outside, at night outside a parking lot, you might see the ones that are very blue looking. Those are your metal halide, right? That's the older technology. And then the ones you see on
are those the ones that also turn purple?
All right. So we talk about that. Let's table that. Right?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. We'll talk about purple lights in a minute. High pressure sodium, like you'd see the orange lights, the yellow orange, you see them on the highway. So very efficient, last forever. Crappy lighting, right? Looks, you can't see what's under. Everything's orange. Yeah. So all of those we're replacing. We can replace with LEDs with Evergy money, as well as your fluorescent tubes. So all your interior lights, all your offices and things like that. Purple.
So you say Evergy money. Is it like a rebate?
Yeah, it is a rebate. Yeah, exactly. So it's based on whatever you're taking out. So what are we taking out? We're going to replace it with something of equal lighting output, but it's going to be much more efficient, much going to last for 10 years, and no maintenance for a decade. Better quality lighting, right? More consistent. The ability to change colors, change lighting output, all that's built into the fixture. Yeah. So a lot more flexibility with LED, right? So,
and the rebate is is it like an actual check for the hardware? Is it recouped in energy savings, both?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So so it is an actual check for the hardware. Yes. So cool. Evergy, the grant money, the incentive money that's available, is paying for the cost of the fixture, cost of the project in a way. So they're just putting money toward the project. Is it covering labor, covering fixture, whatever? But essentially, the rule of thumb is it's covering about 50% of the cost of the project. So that's essentially, it covers the cost of the material, the cost of the fixture itself, and then the end user has to pay for an electrician to install it, or whomever. If they're ambitious and handy, they can get after it themselves. And I have plenty of guys do that. Yeah. We do a lot of work with churches who have someone in the congregation that wants to help. So there is opportunities for self-install, so to speak. So yeah. So you want to get into the nitty gritty about purple lights?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Okay.
Buckle up.
All right. So, buckle up. Yeah. So the first LED we all probably ever experienced, we all remember the clock radio. You might not be old enough. I'm older
clock
than you.
What?
Clock. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know there were clocks and light bulbs.
There was this thing called the clock radio. It's funny. My kids barely know what the radio is, right? What are these commercials playing, Dad? Yeah.
You're talking about like a clock radio that's set on your nightstand.
Right? Nightstand, alarm clock radio. And as you switch first ones, you had the old flip dial, like in Groundhog Day or whatever.
Yeah,
and then went to an LED light, right? First LEDs were red. Right, you all remember the clock radio?
And they were in the clock radio.
It was red.
So I'm tracking now.
Yeah, actually,
with you.
Some of the first LEDs were exit signs, right?
Oh,
so they were red. So red is actually very easy to produce as an LED light. It's to manufacture red is easy.
Okay.
Then what came next? You remember green? Remember when they've turned from red to green? You remember?
On the clocks?
Yeah, the clock with the green facing, right? So we turned from red to green.
I remember both the colors.
I didn't make so
assume they were always
red, green, and blue. So colors. Some colors are easier to make than others.
Okay,
we can make white, but it's very challenging, very expensive.
Really?
Yes, but not blue. Blue's easy to make. Red's easy to make. So rather than making white LEDs, they make bluish colored LEDs, and then they cover them with a phosphorus coating that changes that color to white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And actually, fluorescent tubes are the same way. They're a blue light. They have a fluorescent inside the glass that turns that lighting to white. Sorry.
So I'm going to make a prediction here. Is it the fluorescent coating that went bad and then it?
Sam, you're a genius. Oop.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I've always wondered why.
Exactly.
I heard there's just a recall.
Yeah.
That's all I ever heard. Yeah.
Well,
those lights are bad. There's a recall.
I mean, in a way, you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's not something in your veins or whatever the conspiracy tinfoil hat stuff was. It's just cheap paint.
Just cheap paint. So it was actually on the bulb itself.
Yeah. On the actual
diode.
Covering. Yeah. The covering, the paint that they cover that light in.
Wow.
So,
yeah. They didn't really. So what depreciated that paint?
Well, I mean, they probably just use a cheap, it's just random lemons around. So,
yeah. They didn't all go bad, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we had one in our street that it happened 2 times in a row.
Really?
Like it was the same one, and it's like, oh, there it goes again.
Well, that's interesting. Some cheap brand. Yeah. But I suppose we all say remember the car hoods where the paint peels off or whatever.
Right.
Just one of those things. Just bad batch.
Yeah, what's that? The Dodge, the hood on the Dodge, and then the roof on the
right.
I was trying to think of it. Yeah, it's like predictable models and brands, Well, that paint's coming off.
Yeah, exactly right. So that's.
Did they improve that technology? Is it still, or is it just a better grade paint?
Yeah, I think it's just a better grade paint. I think there's there's lots of different brands making different fixtures, but a lot of them look very similar.
So like, they can't see it, but like, that's a white light.
Yep. Well, it's probably blue. It's probably blue, and then phosphorus painted over it.
Really?
I'm sure. Yeah. If you got in there and scraped that off, it'd be blue behind there. Yep.
Yeah, because that one doesn't change color.
Yeah.
But the ones that actually change their,
yeah,
like they go yellow to white.
Yeah. Well, so that actually is a technology where they have one that is very blue and one that is very white, and maybe one blended in the middle, and they phase and blend between them.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
and that's how they get to the. Yeah, you're gonna shout out.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's how they do that warm change, and then of course there's RGB. Yeah. Gotcha. So now since we brought up this color changing from warm to cold, we can talk about one of my favorite parts of LED lighting. You ready? All right. So even behind you, there's a warm one, right? So, so one of my favorite things that you can do with LED lighting, and one of the most interesting parts of lighting to me, is that. If maybe your audience is familiar, you're probably maybe familiar with the term of circadian rhythm. So it explains how the human body works with the sunlight, right? So as the sun transitions through the sky from morning to night, in the morning we see very red light from the way the sun rays get affected by the atmosphere, and then of course gets more cool as the day goes on, and then warm again as sorry about your so as we see sunset, red light again, right? Well, humans have been experiencing that for thousands of years, right? So our bodies are very adapted to it. So actually there's a lot of biology around what type of light our body is wanting to experience and when. Yeah, and so much so that some guys won a Nobel Prize several years ago. Women who work the overnight shift in hospitals were experiencing cancer at a statistically overwhelming rate. Okay. And they discovered that it was their exposure to blue light at night during the night shift.
Which is what I'm staring at on a screen all day, I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So unless Windows has night mode built in now, or you can shift it to warmer light.
It's not bright enough, though. My wife gets so mad in bed. She's like, would you turn your brightness down? I'm just over there glowing like a fly.
Yeah, I just got a flash on all day. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, bad for you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, is there like a...
Yeah, so there are, so now...
Is it just a doomsday?
Yeah, it's a doomsday. We're screwed.
End of story.
Yeah.
So we all...
See you guys. Yep. So,
good luck.
Yeah, exactly. So you see it in marine... communities have marine environments. They're putting a lot of warm light out, exterior lighting, because it messes with animal patterns too. The turtles can't find the ocean if they have too bright a light. They think it's...
I have heard that.
Yeah, right. We've heard that. Yeah. So it's an important thing. So in my own home, I at night we go to lamps. We switch to lamps, and they're all warm light, and the light's low because humans are used to experiencing fires and whatnot. But they have actually fixtures. I have a few of them in my own home, and I've sold them. So they actually have that programmed in. So they have the white light shift in them, and they will shift with the sunlight. So they'll shift from warm to bright during the day, and then back to warm at night. So,
this is going to be my father-in-law's favorite podcast.
Is that right?
He has been secretly changing my light bulbs in my house. He was the energy manager for the school district in town for a long time.
Interesting. Very
and
cool.
so he was always changing out bulbs and measuring electricity use. And I would just literally come into my house when I first got married. And this is for you, Steve. I just like walk in a room and I'm like, well, this is all different. Or I go in my closet and I'm like, where'd that bulb come from? Yeah. But he would just randomly change out stuff. Our lamps slowly would change.
You're blessed.
But he loves lighting. Yeah.
Awesome.
And he gets the color changing like Amazon bulbs, where he can say, Alexa, go to this lighting.
Yeah. Well,
set the mood.
The red, blue, green, that's a whole different thing, right? You got the rainbow. So just like there's light fixtures with different colors of white chips built into them, there's also the ability to have red, blue, green, much like a TV, right? So with the TV, you get those three colors, you can manufacture any color, right? So blending a combination of those is how you get your ones you see now that are rainbow, and they put them outside of houses.
And bulbs now have those switches on the brightness level, but it's not that. It's the The color, the temperature.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about.
We just put, right.
Yeah.
But I had never seen that until I put a bulb in our bathroom in here.
It's got one on
and
it.
I went into Norris. I was like, Norris, we could preset it.
Yeah.
It's like on the bulb itself.
Yep.
I didn't know. I thought you just buy the temp.
Well, you used to be able to buy the temp, and I mean, that's the cheap way to do it, right?
Right.
You have it built in now. So yeah,
And
very
then
cool.
you
You got 5 lamps in one.
Yeah.
So, and I will say, for the homeowners, the interior designers, even the ladies, confect the color of your paint, the color of the way your clothing looks, I mean, in my house, my wife wanted to change out the countertop, had too much brown in it. I'm like, all right, well, let me just switch the light fixtures out.
Oh, yeah.
Take the reds out, put a cooler light fixture in here. So you mentioned color temperature, 24K warm. The higher the number, it's actually a Kelvin scale. It's just weird, but anyway, the higher the number, the bluer the light. So sunlight at noon is about 65,000 Kelvin.
Okay.
Sunsets like 22,000. The redder you get, the lower you go. Yeah. So yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. There you go. So yeah. Anyway.
So did it change the countertop color?
Took the browns out, right? So
And
now we don't need to buy, whatever.
That's wild.
Thousands of dollars worth of granite.
interesting.
Now we can just, so.
Yeah, I need to talk to you about our lighting problem at our house then too.
Yeah.
Because they put in 2 different kinds of lights. It was a whole deal. And none of them are adjustable.
Yeah, sure.
We have dimmer switches everywhere and none of them dim. It's a long story. We won't get into it.
I do love dimmers though.
Do what?
I do love dimmers.
I know, they really
Controlling
help.
lighting,
Yeah.
dimmers, occupancy sensors. Yeah, I don't.
That is kind of wild.
Right?
I've been in a few houses that have that.
Well, I'm just, my kids won't shut off the lights, so it's like I'm just making them
brilliant.
lazy, I guess.
Yeah,
But
put a nickel in the jar. That's the rule. Like, I'm coming for your piggy bank.
I like it.
Bedroom light was on. No, I'm actually the worst culprit.
Is that right? Yeah.
Let's be honest. I guarantee you every light in our basement's on right now because I was the last one to leave.
That's great.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Irresponsible.
Well, there's great
Setting a
lighting
bad
control
example.
systems out there. I mean, we could make that thing when you could put a fob on your visor. When you get outside your geofence, all your lights just shut off. When you get
That's
inside, they all come
crazy.
on. I mean, there's all the kind of
so
cool stuff now.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's so much more there that I've fallen behind on. Just even our new security systems that we put in.
Yeah.
That could then connect all these light options. They're always like upselling the lights in the same app, like for the door thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
yeah. Well,
it's expensive though. It's not
it
cheap.
can be. Yeah. But to your point about security, I feel like, I ran a warehouse. It was about, we held about $4 million in inventory in Wichita, and we had break-ins and stuff. The thing that prevented break-ins the most was when I lit the whole street up like it was noon, and then it was like, oh, we'll just go to the next warehouse.
Right. Yeah, it's like daylight
Keep
outside.
moving, yeah.
There's a lot to be
The
said
cops-
about that.
Cops can see us well, so
Yeah. That's a good point.
yeah. So, and it's we're going to be turning the corner. School times, days start getting shorter again. Everybody be thinking about it, going out their parking lots and noticing it's dark out there. And
So how much direct to consumer, like actual residential or just a residential remodel? I'm assuming you're more in the commercial space.
yeah, that's correct, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm mostly commercial. We do a little bit of residential. I would say most of our residential business actually is kind of in the overlap in the multifamily space. So your apartment complexes,
That
right?
makes
so
sense.
kind of overlaps between
commercial and
and
residential, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
the tenant spaces become kind of residential, and the clubhouse is very commercial. So not a lot of residential. To your point about direct to consumers, this Evergy program I mentioned earlier does bring me into working with a lot of business owners. But mostly, most of my clients are in the construction industry. They're professionals or electricians. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That rebate concept you said 2027.
August of 27. At least.
At least.
Yeah. They did kill the Missouri program. They ran out of money in Missouri already. So,
Wow. Is that like a transparent budget to know how much is left in the fund?
No, it's
Or
not.
They
No.
just say it's out or.
Yeah. And it was kind of immediate. It was, hey, the brakes are on, and it's been messy over there. So,
Wow.
but I do think it will be in place here at least till another year. So,
Yeah.
So,
How much infrastructure to swap out? Because it seems like a crazy cool opportunity, and I've heard from some people you've helped do that with. Does it take a certain scope of project for it to make sense? Or does
that's
it
a
not?
good question. I mean, not necessarily. Yeah, we've done some real small ones. I mean, I've done, little offices and donut shops and things like that. So yeah, I mean, I think it works for anybody. There's no
per
limit.
fixture rebate essentially. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
even if you have 10 fixtures or you have 100, it's
Yep, exactly right. Yep.
pretty similar.
I mean, you got to get a guy, electrician to come, so some of that's
your labor goes up, I guess.
right? Yeah. So per fixture is kind of more expensive, but yeah, I mean, any project makes sense. I think the very biggest institutions, I don't know, where this audience is going, but some of the
they're going with us. Brandon.
Yeah, right. I
they're
love
going
it.
with
Yeah,
us.
I love it. Some of the biggest institutions. It gets a little more complicated, but there's also a lot more opportunities for savings, right? So not just with lighting, but with any of the areas where you can save energy, there's lots of other savings. So bring somebody in smarter than me when we get there. But yeah,
Right. Yeah.
they're easy to find.
Smart people are.
Well, smarter than myself anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, that's easy to find.
yeah, thanks.
Yep.
Thanks for backing
Bars.
me up.
I'd allow you to say the same thing about me. So take me through your ideal client base. It's electricians. Is that kind of your number one referral source?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I kind of think about it as 3 different buckets. So first bucket, your architect, design, developer. We get involved with those guys in the early stages of a project. So they bring us in and they're thinking about, hey, we got this project that we know is going to be, we need to be inside of a budget, right? Mm-hmm. When it comes to apartment complex developers, they have a very specific, hey, this whole project has got to be done for this many dollars. At this many dollars, it makes sense. At $2 over that, we're not doing this project. We never get out the shovels, right? So. Yeah. So we help those guys keep the project in budget and make it all the way to the finish line and not have any, unforeseen stalls, because the longer it takes them to get a tenant in the first apartment, the more money they have out, they're not getting paid, right? So from the minute they purchase that property, and lots of the guys we work with, they manage the property from purchasing the land all the way through managing the tenants. So they're the guy on the site the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of that one bucket. I'd say architects kind of fall in that too. So we work with a couple of architecture firms that they get us involved early in the project. They're looking for a specific light fixture, a specific solution, or they know the whole project needs to be very budget oriented. So that's where we kind of help those guys out. Then our next bucket, as you put, electrical contractors, right? So we help a lot of electrical contractors, help them with projects, everything from, to your point, we do a very small amount of high-end residential, apartment complex stuff. We do a lot of small commercial spaces, restaurants, and even through big projects, big industrial projects too. We've done some big industrial, agricultural type projects out west and some of the dairy barns out there. So some ethanol plants around the country. We have a contractor we follow around and help them just logistically source material. They operate in some remote areas. These farms can be, in the middle of nowhere, a long way from a supply house, right? So they know what they need, and we get it there for them and just generally take care of them.
So you're not limited to, can you help anybody in the country, essentially? You're supplying
absolutely.
product.
Yep. We work all over.
Are you staying in the know on rebate opportunities in other states? Or is that specific, like with Evergy, our local energy partner?
Yeah. So good question. I do not. We don't do a lot of energy rebate, Evergy or utility rebate projects anywhere else. We're Evergy trade allies, they call us. So we had to go take classes and get trained and operate. So I don't want to blow too much smoke here, because although it's a tedious process, it's not exactly rocket science. But so we're trained, so to speak, by Evergy. But if we got the opportunity, I think we have partners who will work all over the country, so we have the ability probably to help people navigate those rebate programs elsewhere should they come about. That answers it. So
those rebate programs, I'm curious, how quick is that turnaround, or does the rebate go directly to you on the hardware side?
Yeah, good questions. Good question, Sam. So it does take about 6 weeks to get the money, but just to ease the program, we wait to get paid by Evergy, since they know how to pay us and they're used to writing us checks. So I usually just supply the material at a discount, and I'm the one who waits to get paid. So just as an added service, I like to make things easy. So there are opportunities to get billing rebates and things like that, I find most people are more than willing to let me wait to get paid.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the checks do clear, I will say, from Evergy.
That's good.
They seem to have the bank account solid over there.
If an Evergy check doesn't clear, we're all in trouble.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's cool. So take me through startup to now. What's been the hardest part about being independent the last 3 years?
Yeah, sure. So, even working for a $1 billion company and thinking I was a, manager and knew how to run a business, I would say I got a big education in money. So banking, money, how to get money. That's a hurdle I did not anticipate. So I feel like I continue to learn every day in the money side of managing a business. Yeah. So, and I feel like I've been very, very blessed on that front. I had somebody come to the table and help back us as we got started. And I've worked with a bank. Unfortunately, they're not local, but they've treated us very well. American Bank out of Iowa has just been absolutely fantastic to us. And so that would be one big challenge. Another challenge I would say I didn't anticipate. Not to cry a river here or anything, but my competitors threw.
We have blow tissues.
Yeah, thanks. I need some hurdles in front. My competitors put some hurdles in front of me that I did not anticipate, or did not anticipate the size of those hurdles. Let's say. So I think that's something that if I were to coach the next guy, I would. That would be part of my advice. Yeah. I think. It's just myself and a partner now. We have a few people that we pay. We have some people that help us in different ways that don't work for us full time necessarily, and we have another contract salesman. Putting another dinner table in the mix, I think, is a scary big step for me. Yeah. So yep.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the inventory management, timing, cash flow is awful. I was in the retail side for a long time, and learned the hard way about how much inventory you need, how quick you need it, and then based on the delay, and then who gets paid first. There's just a lot of, and then if you have different vendors and some have different terms and different payments, that's tough. But
Absolutely.
Being able to project. But now you got AI, so now you just be like, here's what's everything that could happen, right? Just help me out. Claudia, just tell me, just spell it out and drop in all the vendor agreements. What is the biggest opportunity for growth for you in what sector right now?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think this Evergy program, like I said, continues to grow as more people find out about it. Evergy did not do a great. I don't want to speak poorly of them, but their marketing has been. I think it's been
kind of a double-edged sword marketing that. But I guess if it's a certain amount of funds,
sure, yeah,
it's kind of like, hey, we will just hand out more money. But
yeah, exactly. And I think Evergy's focus has been on the largest clients, right? That are going to move the needle the most for them, which is great, but that's not really my focus per se.
Which is why they recruit allies, probably.
Exactly right. Yeah, well said. So there's a lot of opportunity out there to get the word out, so to speak, on that. I mean, I think there's Sylvania, a company that we all know, one of the big three that made light bulbs back years ago. I think they estimated that there's still 12 billion fluorescent light bulbs in the United States being burned right now. So even if you just take a little bit of Wichita,
are they still sold?
Yeah, you can still
as
buy
well.
them. Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Why? I guess just because of the fixture, be about the only reason you buy it, and
they're still
cheaper.
Inexpensive. Yeah, they're still inexpensive. Yeah. So I mean, when we get into the nuance of that, right? The fluorescent wasn't necessarily inefficient, but it's life shorter, right? So you got the maintenance involved in replacing the lamp, and drought ballast don't last as long and all that. So not only do the fixture not last as long as an LED, but then there's cost in maintaining them. So then also, I was just speaking with, Jackie in our BNI group. Some people, if you know how like a movie works, right? The picture changes fast enough, just faster than our eyeball can recognize it, right? So it seems like it's motion picture, right? Well, some people's eyes are a little bit faster. Those people can detect fluorescent lights flashing And so fluorescent lights actually flash, with the Hertz cycle faster than most human eyes can recognize it.
I'm going to say bowl on that.
You are?
I'm going to say bowl. Tyler, prove me wrong. I knew he could see it. I know he could see it. I don't know that you've actually told me, but I have been in multiple situations where Tyler's gone, well, that's fluorescent.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Oh,
like,
you can tell?
Yeah.
So
that's why I wanted to stir him up.
Some people, it's really bothersome.
That's
to
crazy.
them. I mean, I've helped a church replace their lighting where they had, people in the a young girl in the congregation who really struggled being in the sanctuary because of it. So So anyway,
the buzzing on a ballast, that's the worst. It's just like, I don't want to exist anymore. When you sit in a room with some buzzing lights, I think that's a form of torture.
Yeah,
if you want to torture someone.
I suppose we all have our own sensitivities, right?
Yeah, exactly. Minor noises, for
apparently,
sure. Minor noises, less lighting. I could be at a cave with a little light and be fine. My wife is very dependent on good light. She has to go out. She'll get low, which is, you were talking about the energy and the circadian cycle and she'll just literally like, I got to get outside right now. And she'll just get outside in the sun and just like literally recharge and then comes like a solar panel and then comes back in completely better mood. Right. And she's like, all right, I feel better.
Yeah.
Like I think she gets claustrophobic too. She doesn't like closed spaces. She likes open spaces. But the sun and obviously vitamin D. There's all kinds of amazing things from that.
Yeah, that's interesting too, right? Vitamin D.
Right.
I've heard that people in New York will experience unmeasurable levels of vitamin D during the wintertime because all the buildings are blocking the sun and everything. So, they may get no sun exposure for months.
That's a good point. Yeah. When we were in New York, it was weird. We rarely, which based on the time of day when we went inside and came out, we never felt the sun.
Yeah.
Just because it was always on the wrong side of the skyscrapers.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And snow and ice there stays for way too long in certain parts.
Shadowed all
it's
the time.
Shadowed always. Yeah. Can't get low enough. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So go ahead.
Another circadian rhythm thing, right? So I've recently heard that, as we age, our eyes get worse, right? Decline. One preventative measure is red light in the morning. So that early morning red light as it comes up, apparently just a few minutes of exposure of that red light can like almost reverse macular degeneration.
Really?
That's what I heard recently. Now, I don't know.
I know there's all these light therapies now, and I've heard of red light therapy, but I've never actually, I always assumed maybe it was like skin stuff too. I know there's like light therapy for skin.
Sure.
But for your eyes, that sounds, so you just like stare at it.
Just watch the sunrise, buddy. Get up early.
Right. I tried that once. I remember doing that the first time. That was awful. It was not at all what Haley and I were dating, and she was going to Japan with her mom to see her brother. And so, we're like early dating. We're like, we're going to miss each other. Like, well, let's go look at the sunrise in the morning. And we drive out there and it comes up and we're both just like, like it was so bright. Like, dude, we're just eyes watering. Like, what are we doing? Like, obviously it's more about, it's like right before it comes up.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
We just missed time the whole day.
Just a few minutes.
Yeah, like, well, it's risen, it's rising, and it hurts. Sorry, that was completely tangent, but light.
Maybe you got enough to make your eyes good
right.
For a
I'm
while.
good for life. Yeah. I've knock on wood. I have good eyes thus far. So
well, that's good. Yeah. My dad said though, plan for glasses at 50.
Yeah. I totally could see that. I think that's about when it happened to my parents. Both started all of a sudden needing things to read. And
Well, Kayla just got that red light therapy box at her.
At her salon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. I need to look into that. It sounds great. If I don't have to look at it. So I think if somebody, it's pretty interesting. Your model, that rebate program is pretty powerful tool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Marketing tool, right? Yeah. For business owners, and then getting those, obviously building out referrals. And I'm sure that's in other states, but essentially your lead funnel it's pretty cool if they can afford the labor side.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of then if there's actual electrical savings, is there a way to offset the other half, like in value?
Yeah, I mean,
we talked about some of them.
Yeah.
Like it's going to look better.
You touched on it, and I didn't get all the way there, but yeah, of course, there's energy savings, right?
Yeah.
So LED takes up. The rule of thumb. I mean, fluorescent to metal halide, there's some differences, but it can be 80% less electricity, right?
Really?
So usually you're seeing a payback, even if they're paying for the labor. Their payback is, a year and a half of just electrical energy bill savings, right? And then the fixtures are going to last 10 years or more. So yeah, they just keep on paying for themselves year after year. So yeah, I mean, usually if I get to the person who makes the decision, they almost always say yes because it makes a lot of sense, right?
Right. Yeah. And I'm assuming the consistent thing that goes away someday. The business model would be a lot of new construction and remodeling.
Yeah,
obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So keeping that side of your business connected and growing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And that's a bigger part of my business today already.
Yeah.
The Evergy program's a nice gravy on top. And I do help some contractors. I mean, have some contractors that look to us that when they find these opportunities that they use us to help put it together, though. As I mentioned, the paperwork can be a little bit daunting. So getting through the process, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd say to your point, electrical contractors are really my day in and day out clients, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your lead funnel concept, how do you bring in new clients today outside of your existing referral base?
Yeah, I think so. It's a lot of. I mean, we there's programs in the industry that do a pretty good job of capturing the jobs that are happening in the market, right? So something, if you're not in construction,
like a bid board or something.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right, Sam. So so there's people capturing those. So we try to chase those jobs when we find one that's the right opportunity for us, that we have the right type of customers bidding on it. Oftentimes, as I said, we're customer centric, so we may only bid to one or two contractors on a project, but oftentimes, what sometimes happen is they'll see our number and then they will end up getting involved with another contractor who didn't use us initially just because, now our number's out there and now it makes sense. People want to use us. Yeah. So I think our client partner base continues to grow that way, kind of organically and slowly. I think we don't want to, we're not looking to serve everyone in the market. We want we want partners that we can work with and have a trusting relationship with and work together to find solutions and not be everything to everyone and not make it transactional, not make it necessarily about price. Although, oftentimes that's what leads us to the project, but we like to think we offer solutions and transparency that most don't. So
we will heal your eyes. We put these. You could just start inventing concepts like that, where it's like we stick red light at urinals and it just flashes your employees and then their eyes restore. That I just had to finally get out of my head. That was in my head.
I love it. No
it's
wonder
been there for about 20 minutes, and I just had to say it.
No wonder you have so many businesses, Sam. Yeah, so many ideas.
The sensor for the urinal that already blinks red.
I like
it's already there.
You just need to make it like
power. Yeah, just a little strong.
Yeah, like cell phone flash powered. Hey, we just cured your
the janitor
degeneration.
The custodial business it'll be a little tougher keeping it clean. There might be more missing, but like they're too scared to get so close.
It's good, or once you've been blinded. Where was I aiming again?
Oh man, I don't even know where we're at.
As it flushes, right?
As it flushes, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too good. So that makes sense on the lead funnel. Back to the lead funnel.
Yeah.
Bid board, referrals. I also feel like it's there's probably some opportunity to get the word out about Evergy to the right players.
Yeah.
So do you do much cold calling in your business?
Not a lot. Okay. No. I mean, I think, when it comes to contractors, from my previous industry experience, I know most of them. A lot of them.
That's nice.
Certainly I meet new ones all the time. I try to get involved in industry events, right? So just last week, or earlier this week, rather, Wednesday, go have lunch with the independent contractor group. So the non-union contractors get together monthly and just talk about whatever issue. So so those opportunities give me a chance to tell them what we're doing, much like today, and remind them who we are, and get opportunities come out of the ground like I said, people that have known for a long time that maybe not working with Titan today, but maybe they will be tomorrow, right? So, and then as you put it, the Evergy program gives us a lot of opportunities to meet a lot of business owners, and they all have networks, and so our name continues to spread, and I think we get introduced to not only business owners, but business owners within the construction industry, because a lot of different businesses touch the construction industry in one way or another. So there are times where we're able to serve general contractors too, kind of
that makes sense.
That are kind of helping put the project together. And
or they can tell the electrician that this is our supplier.
Yep, exactly right.
That makes sense. Yeah. What's the dream 5-10 years from now? What are you trying to build, Brandon?
Yeah, I'd like to grow it. Yeah. So I think 5 years. I think I'd obviously like to grow this location. I think nice 10 employees doing about 10 million a year, maybe 12 would be good in 5 years. 10 years from now, maybe a couple more locations in the region. Yeah.
That's the next level.
Yeah, I think so. Yep. Helping some other people start their dream, right? They have certainly seen their own holes and issues with the way the industry is doing things, and I'd like to help support them and kind of be their bank and help them over the hurdles that I didn't see coming. That we'll have some of that established, and
kind of like a dealership model.
Yeah, a little bit.
Essentially.
Yeah. Not necessarily a franchise, not necessarily an ESOP, but with some version in the middle where we help them get going, because I know the challenges that I faced, and
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they come from all angles, and so just helping somebody get past some of those, they'd have a couple year head start. Yeah. So, and I think there's a lot of guys like myself, that they got to a certain point in their career and kind of see that working in that corporate world is not necessarily what they want. They'd love to do it themselves. They don't really see the angle. They don't really see the way, the path. A million reasons they're staying stuck in the rat race, and I like to help a couple of guys get out.
Yeah. What's your superpower? What is Brandon really good at?
Man,
we're all really hard on ourselves.
Yeah,
and we tend to talk about what we suck at, but what are you?
Yeah, sure.
What are you good at in business, you think?
I think I'm really good at ideas, right? I'm good at the idea part. Mm-hmm. I'm not necessarily that good at seeing all the way to the finish line, so I need good people around me to do that. Efficiencies, God, I hate inefficiencies, so I'm very good at noticing those, trying to, and coming up with the idea to solve them. Maybe not actually solving them.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I feel like, so, know thyself. I definitely know that I'm not the guy that's going to develop the process or get down in the minutia and get it. I mean, I can do that. It's just, that takes a lot of energy, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I can spout ideas all day long. Yeah.
Well, I mean, identifying it, and if it's a legit problem, right? And here's the solution. I don't know how to make it, but that's step one.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of makers.
Yeah, and sometimes I even have the idea of how it should be made. Right. The 10,000 foot view.
Yeah.
And
so it's getting down to
Yeah, but gosh, inefficiencies are one thing that just drives me up the wall. So
good thing you're in lighting and
there
energy
you go.
rebates.
Exactly, make things more efficient.
That's awesome. Well, I will say, in the short time I've known you, I even told Norris, I said, this one's just going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be hard for me not to just have fun, because you're just a fun dude.
Appreciate
your
that.
B&I presentation, just your ability to go into dry humor just stay there, no matter how uncomfortable people are. I really appreciate that about you. It's kind of refreshing. Like,
That's great.
I'm just gonna sit here. Oh, I don't care if you're uncomfortable. I'm just gonna lean into this. I'm sure you're very likable, and I think you do a good job of making people feel comfortable as well.
That's funny.
And the short time I've gotten to know you, and you do have good ideas, and I've seen you execute some stuff. I love your website. You've done a good job with that.
Cool. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. It's gone through a few iterations.
It's come along.
A lot of that's come from these fingertips, if you can imagine.
I know. Yeah. No, we talk about that another time. I think I know what it came out of too, potentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Which was cool.
I
think you're using a good program.
Okay.
If you're doing some of the work.
Yeah.
We need to cut this out. This is completely irrelevant.
No, it's good. Well,
But good job. Like I remember meeting with you about that, and I looked at it last night, and I was like, hey,
cool.
That looks good.
No, cool. Well, I appreciated sitting down with you, and we had coffee, and you've got Anyway, got my wheels turning on some different ideas. Well,
and you executed.
Well, and maybe we need your help someday. So yeah,
hopefully not.
Well,
I mean, look at that. I can't build a website like that. Tyler can.
Well, it's generating those leads, right? How do you take it from, hey, everybody needs a website, but you want somebody to actually call you.
Yeah,
or
for sure.
Reach out or however that happens.
A lot of ways to do that, man.
Yeah, exactly right.
Marketing's a lot bigger than what we do. That's the longer we do it, it's like, man, there's so much that goes into it. Yeah. That is not at all what we do. And it takes all of it. It takes every piece of it. And some foundational things. So
you mentioned it earlier. I think most of my probably wins or a lot of knocking on the door too, right? A lot of people that know me, but I haven't seen them in a while, and so that lukewarm call.
I'm still here. Hi.
Yeah. Hey. So
it's good. Well, thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah,
I really appreciate you.
Appreciate you,
good
man.
Work.
Thanks for the time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.